Hortensia Albertini, Global LT, and you're in Detroit, or Troy.
Yes, Troy, Michigan,
yes.
yes.
Hortensia, let's talk a little bit about some of the ways that your company came about. You started in your kitchen with a filing cabinet and a phone, teaching Spanish to executives.
That's correct.
And yet, here you are, highly established company doing business worldwide.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of the things that it took to get to that point.
Well, first of all, necessity, of course. I was divorced and I had a child and I had to put food on the table. And all I had going for me was my language, because I was not able to go to college because I had to help my parents. You know, we came as refugees. Mm-hmm. So that was determination and definitely customer service. We're very much, our company, it's based a lot on relationships. Also, we are a company that gives a lot back. I believe to give back to those who much has been giving, much is, much expected of. So,
you know, it was talked about this morning about treating your corporate philanthropy from a business perspective, looking at it from a business in terms of metrics. From your perspective, how do you view the philanthropy that you do?
How do I view it? I mean, it's me. Mm-hmm. I'd love to give. I'm a giving person, and I think when they say that famous saying that you get a lot when you give, what I think what they really mean is it's the satisfaction you get when you give to someone and you see the smile on their faces. I mean, it's something that can compare. And everyone in our company is like that, because definitely we make sure that everyone, that not only we have great talent in the business field, mm-hmm. but also as human beings.
Is that something that you look for when you're in the recruiting process? People who have that, who share that giving heart?
Absolutely, absolutely, yes, absolutely.
How do you weed those people? How do you find them?
You know, I don't do it myself, but we have recruiters constantly looking, because again, we're worldwide. So, and they definitely ask for those things. And it's, you know, once you identify some traits, it's easy to see when you interview someone if they're going to fit the mold or not. So
interesting. You know, in terms of coming up through this and getting the company grown to be worldwide,
sure.
What were some of the barriers to growth that you encountered?
You know, I have been very, very lucky, because really the only barriers that I've encountered has been the growing pains of keep growing. And of course, they're growing pains, but they're wonderful pains.
Well, what are some of those growing pains?
Well, like for example, right now we're completely run out of space. So we have to make the decision, what are we going to do? Are we going to get a much bigger building and sell the one we're in, or are we going to buy a second building? And the same thing in Asia, the same thing in Europe. You know, what do we do? I mean, we don't have the space. So that's, you know, it's great, but you know, you have to spend a lot of money in order to keep on growing.
Yeah. How much of your personal time do you spend in terms of solving those growing pains? I
don't spend that much time. Luckily, you know, I've surrounded myself with the right individuals, mm-hmm. and they really, I just oversee the whole thing, but they're the ones who make all the decisions and they bring them to me.
And your daughter is the one who's taken
my
day-to-day
daughter,
operations,
yes,
correct?
Yes, she's I brought her into the business. She's a new CEO, and young blood, and very she's very eager to fill my shoes, and she's doing a great job.
In terms of you know, it's been said that most companies embody the spirit of the founder, yes. in their culture. How have you been able to make this transition and still maintain that?
My daughter, I wouldn't say she's 100% just like me, but she has a lot of my qualities that mm-hmm. because I instill in her since she's an only child, yet I instill in her since she was a little girl to give back and to give. She's also, relationships are very important to her. And if she ever deviates of that, here's mommy telling her, So,
you know, in terms of new opportunities, your business started with a simple concept and
yes.
has expanded tremendously to all types of services.
Yes.
How are you able to identify new opportunities for growth and then vet those opportunities to bring them to fruition?
You know, we're always looking ahead. What are going to be the needs of tomorrow? For example, I am a cancer survivor. So when I was going through chemo, I realized, and I twice a week I went as a volunteer, I realized that a lot of the doctors, and my son-in-law is a doctor, nothing against the medical profession, but there was a lack of sensitivity towards the patient, especially when you're dealing with people from other countries. Mm-hmm. So guess what? Now we are offering sensitivity training to Beaumont Hospital in Michigan, big hospital. So, and something quite new. And to the nurses also, and from one hospital to the other one, to the other one, to the other one, to the medical field.
Interesting. So it comes out of personal experience in that case. Where else might you look?
Well, we watch what the countries are experiencing, what are the changes they're going through, and if we see a need in there, we try to do something about it. Just like I am, there's one, there's a global firm mm-hmm. that it's great, and I'm going to be knocking on their doors, and I think their name is Ernst & Young. So you see that we're always very proactive.
Interesting. Today, one of the panelists this morning was asked about what you need to do to be able to succeed in business and moving forward in the future. And the idea of diversity and mm-hmm. understanding other cultures mm-hmm. came up multiple times. From your perspective, you're in this business. How important is it today for executives to understand the cultures, where they're doing business, as well as have at least a working ability to speak the language?
It's essential. I don't think communication is essential in business. If you can't communicate, you can't do business in other countries, bottom line. And also the sensitivity to the culture. Mm-hmm. It's very, very important. I think we are becoming just one world, and we definitely need the culture and the language in order to succeed.
You talk about communication. How do you communicate your vision for this organization throughout the organization itself to all of your employees, seeing how they're scattered all over the place?
Well, we try to, of course, being global, we all our people overseas, we work with Skype. Mm-hmm. I've been to Hong Kong, to our offices in Hong Kong, and I've been to London, to our offices in London. And we try to have once a month, we have a global meeting. Okay. And we let them know what our new things are. Even though in our headquarters in Michigan, of course, we do a lot of things together as a team, because we're a family, a big family, because it keeps growing, but we're a family. That's the way. For example, I'm going to give you a little example. Okay. I used to sit in the reception area because I'd like to see who comes in, who goes out. One time, this vice president of a big company in Detroit came, and he was looking for one of our employees. So when she came out, she said to him, "Have you met our owner?" And he goes, "No wonder this company is so successful." So it's being part of them. Mm-hmm. I'm not their boss. I'm one of them.
Excellent. Service, you talked about service earlier, about being mm-hmm. a service-oriented company. How do you take that extra step, besides delivering world-class service to mm-hmm. your employees, to your vendors, and to your clients? How do you take that extra step and maybe deliver them something that's unexpected from time to time?
Well, I think based on the relationship, you get to know them and you get to anticipate their needs. And I think, yes, many times that surprises them. But again, going the extra mile. Dr. Seche, the chairman of Daimler, we actually, when we did the whole relocation for their family mm-hmm. to Michigan, guess what? We brought their horse too. That was part of it. So that's going the extra mile.
Brought their horse?
We brought their horse, his daughter's horse.
From where?
From Germany.
From Germany.
From Germany, we brought a horse.
And had they expected something like that or no?
No, I don't think they did. And I personally went to the hunt club mm-hmm. in the Bloomfield Hills in Michigan, and I told them there was a very important horse coming in, and I wanted to see where the horse was going to be, and I wanted to see what services they could. So many times, especially in the past, I did take a lot of that myself.
And what was the response when they saw that you did this?
Oh, unbelievable. Even today, they still say, we can't believe that you transferred Dr. Sec's horse. It's, yeah, they're very grateful for that.
You know, innovation is a watchword that's used a lot in terms of organizations differentiating themselves from their competitors. How do you utilize innovation internally within your organization to become that competitive advantage?
Innovation, you mean like new things?
New things.
Well, again, it's many times based on experiences, many times based on you watch what the needs are, what they're lacking, what they're not being offered by other competitors, and that's where you...
Are you able to read between the lines? I mean, sometimes that's the key, is that you ask them the questions, you engage with your constituents, your stakeholders, your clients, and what they say may not be what they need. How are you able to do that?
I think I'm a pretty good reader of people, and I think if you like people, and if you truly like people, it's easy to read them. I think so.
Excellent. So what's next?
What's next? Keep growing.
Yeah.
Keep growing, and keep giving back. We do give a lot back, and that's part of what I think being an entrepreneur is great, because I don't have this big organization with red tape telling me who to give and who not to give. We love it. We in our organization we even have Fridays is bring your pet to work. So we have dogs all over the office, and it's great. And we just collected tons of toys for kids with leukemia. We always sponsor shelters for the homeless, for pets. We love it, and that's what brings us, believe it or not, that's what brings all these employees together as one.
That's great. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.